kind enough to come into the Lamp Studio and tell us about his background and what he's doing, and make sure that everyone out there understands just what a special young talent he is. So how are you doing tonight, Nik?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. So one of the first questions I wanted to ask is, so what grade are you really in?
I'm in fourth.
Fourth? And when you're in school, what's the favorite subject you like?
Math.
Why math?
A lot of solving.
Problem solving. So I've been told over the years that people who are really good with musicians are really good at math. Do you find that to be, that both come to you pretty naturally?
Yeah. Pretty much.
So tell me then about the guitar. You're sitting there on the guitar, you're in fourth grade, and you're 10 years old?
Yes.
Yes?
Just turned 10.
Just turned 10. Okay, and when did you actually start to be exposed to guitar and to music?
My mom's friend at her shop. She has like a clothing shop, and he had a bunch of guitar and I just picked it up and I wasn't playing well when I started just messing around with it, and now I want a guitar for Christmas.
So we fast forward then to Christmas. You saw the guitar, you really thought you wanted one, and then what happened? You got a guitar for Christmas, and what happened next?
I got a couple lessons, and my last lesson was how to read tablature.
And what genre of music? I mean, I noticed when I heard you play that it was sort of a rock vibe, but do you listen to other types of music as well that you like?
I like country, I like classic rock, I like metal, I like R&B. I like all genres.
Okay, now you mentioned R&B, and I understand that there's a really special person in your life that comes from that R&B background. And why don't you tell everyone who that special person is?
His name is Nik Kai Interview, and he's my goddad. And he's let me into the studio, and he performs with me sometimes.
Wow, that must be pretty special. Now, what do you find most special about being in the studio? Like, what do you like most about that?
Just knowing that you're in the studio at the time getting.
Do you find that when you're in there, you're kind of like in this zone that's special to you, and it's a cool place to be?
Yeah, that's exactly what I like.
Yeah? What do you think makes it so special? Is it because you have that natural talent and you just kind of fit in with the musicians, or is it that you like those big, nice leather chairs, or what is it?
I fit in with the musicians.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting thought too. So when you're playing, because I would imagine that you don't find many 10-year-olds that can get on stage and really jam like you do. So you're out there with older musicians. How do they accept you when you come on stage and they see this little guy walk out there, and then all of a sudden you start looking it up? What do they say to you?
They just like, wow. They like, I can't explain it, but they're just proud.
Proud. I would imagine that I would be too if I saw you walk in. Although I might be a little intimidated. Do you find that some of your friends or some of those older musicians are a little intimidated by the fact that you learn this so fast and you're so good at it?
Probably.
Probably, okay. What do your friends at school say? I mean, they all of a sudden go from seeing you maybe in second and third grade where you're just Nik on the playground with them, and all of a sudden now you're getting all of this attention. What do your friends say to you at school about your career in music?
They ask me for autographs, and they always tell me that I'm going to be famous.
Wow, I mean, in fourth grade, man, they're asking you for autographs. So you're up there like Kobe, and I might see you at courtside at the Laker game or something, huh? Next year, because you'll be the man. Are you rich? Are you a Laker fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My granddad loves the Lakers too.
Okay, I'll be a Laker fan as long as we're doing this anyway. All right, so I have a couple of other questions. And when you're not with the guitar, what's fun to you? What do you like to do as what might be called the 10-year-old in the neighborhood? What would you be doing if you didn't have the guitar in your hand?
I don't know. I'd be active. I try to get outside, or try to find something fun to do.
Yeah. Now it's interesting that you had to think about that, because I would imagine this.
I'm used to the guitar, that's why.
Right, and that's what I was going to lead to. It's like once you found this instrument in your life, it's been a big part of your life, huh? head and you got the guitar in there playing. I mean, how often do you practice every day?
A lot. I actually, when I first started playing guitar, I would always learn songs, and she'd tell me to get to bed, and I thought I was sleeping, and I get back up on the computer and start learning again.
Now, you mentioned the computer. Now, as I was talking with your mom, one of the things that she mentioned was that although you took formal lessons, you also self-taught. You learned a lot about what you know on the computer.
I basically taught myself, because as many songs I've taught myself, I haven't learned that much.
Wow. So what we've heard, what we've seen, is just what you taught yourself. So what's really going to be amazing is when you get...
And most of the songs are what I wrote.
Oh, okay. So the songs that you were just playing earlier, or what you wrote?
The last song is by Benson Full, one of my favorite bands.
Okay. Okay. So if you're doing all of that just on what you taught yourself, to be with artists who are guitarists who are at the top of their game, you're just going to absorb that and really take off.
Yeah, they actually call me SpongeBob because I wrote it.
SpongeBob, that's a good one. I was going to say Sponge, but I didn't want to be so cliche-ish. How do you balance it when you think about, because I'm sure in fourth grade they have homework, right?
Yeah,
Yes, okay. So how do you balance all that practice that you put into doing guitar along with what you need to do in school and homework? Yeah. And your chores, because I'm sure mom makes you your chores.
Yeah, well, the first thing what I do is when I get home, I do my homework and then start practicing, and then I go to bed and I clean up and then I go back to school. Same thing.
Okay. So it's just a normal kid, it's just that you happen to be a genius with the guitar.
Yeah.
Everyday life, right? Okay, so I understand that a few weeks ago the NAMM show was in Southern California, and you happened to be at the NAMM show. Actually, one of my staff who just walked in was at that show. But tell me what was special about that day when you were at that show.
Well, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of famous people I got to meet, like Nik Kai, a lot of cool artists, guitar players, and my sponsorship was there, and I got to see them a lot.
Now, wait a minute. Now, you just breezed by my sponsorship. You're in fourth grade. You got your friends at school asking you for autographs and my sponsorship. Now, tell me, who is your sponsor?
Gibson.
As in Gibson Guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me what that's like to have a sponsor, and what do they want of you as a sponsor?
Well, they wanted to make me the new face of the new guitar generation.
Wait a minute, the new face of the new guitar generation. See it
Well,
right here with me?
The new guitar is called Firebird.
Firebird guitar by Gibson.
Yeah, it's Gibson.
And that's going to be Nick.
Yeah, I actually, when I went there the first day that we were there, I actually got to play. And there's like a whole bunch of seats on the side of the place, and you have to have headphones, and they actually let me sit on the amp, so everybody could hear.
Wow, that was cool. So you had, and I was at now a couple of years ago, and it's a lot of people, thousands of people. So all of a sudden, you're the star of the show.
I wish.
You were, trust me, I'm sure you were. Now, speaking of crowds, you were just here performing in front of some of our teams, but what's one of the largest crowds so far in your extended career, all of 1 year?
That I've played in front of 30,000 people, the most.
30,000 people, where was this, man?
This was at an army place. I don't know the name of it.
Okay. Like an army base?
Yeah.
Okay. And so all of a sudden you walk on stage and the soldiers and all looking
Yeah,
at you.
the song is called Purple Heart, and I dedicated it to all the soldiers who fight for us and die and risk their lives.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And Purple Heart, was that another original song that you wrote?
Yes.
Okay. And speaking with your mom, that's interesting that you bring that up about your consciousness and social consciousness, because it seems like though you're a young man, you have a very, very old spirit, as some of the elders would say, and that you really are unconscious about what goes on in your community and what goes on in the world. And tell me how that inspiration is for you. Good. Okay, Mom. So this is okay. So what do you?
Okay.